Hey guys, welcome to today's training, today's webinar. My name is Ron Gielak, and today we're going to be talking about 7 ways to create more time freedom in your life. This is not some kind of business opportunity or sales pitch or anything like that. I have nothing for sale for you today, but today is just a way that I can help you and create more time freedom in your life and your business. So let's dive right in. Guys, if you are new to myself or any of my trainings or how I help people, just a real quick rundown. I don't like to talk about myself too much, but I am a licensed minister, professional network marketer, real estate investor, online marketer. Those are some of my vocations. I have a degree in marketing and advertising from Florida Gulf Coast University. Also graduated from Leadership Training Institute. And for fun, I love to skateboard, go fishing, spend time with my kid brothers, and I also love to invest my summers helping at summer camps at a place called Camp Lebanon here in Lebanon, New Jersey. And I kind of my whole idea on doing business is having Christ-centered business, and I have a Christ-centered coaching business, and that's kind of the major umbrella with everything that I do. Okay, awesome, man. I appreciate you guys and thank you for being here. Today, what you can expect are 7 simple, very straightforward ways to create more time freedom in your life. These are all things that I have done, that I regularly do. I think it's important to always practice what you're preaching, and it's hard to lead and train people where you haven't gone before. So I'm only going to be kind of speaking from my experiences today, as limited as they may be. All right, so 7 ways to create more time freedom. The first thing I always am a big fan of is leveraged activity. So there's 3 things that you can do to really leverage your activity. You can do this with people, processes, and products. People, for example, you can do group meetings versus one-on-one. I worked for a guy years ago who would go around and have the same conversation. This guy would have the same conversation with every single person, it seemed like, one-on-one at a time. I always thought it weird. I was like, why don't you just bring everybody together, say what you're going to say, and you just saved at least another hour in your day. So group meetings are not always practical to do in one physical location. So what you can do is leverage technology. This is just one example, guys, but I like to use a platform called Webinars on Air. It's actually what I'm using to record this video today and record my screen. But very similarly, you can use things like Google Hangouts, Skype groups. Another platform I like is called Zoom. All these ways are ways that you can bring a team together. Using any of these platforms, you can get a simple web link. You can share it however you like, social media, email, to other team members and say, hey, we're meeting at this time. Everybody hops in front of a computer or gets on their smartphone, and you can incorporate the people that may not be present because they're sick or in another country. You can all have a meeting together at once. The other benefit of leveraging technology to do group meetings, especially with the Webinars on Air platform, is that it records it. So I know every time I use Webinars on Air to have a meeting or record a training or screen share, anything like that, it automatically puts it on YouTube for me. So if someone had missed our live meeting, or I want to leverage this training or this meeting even more, I can just share the YouTube link, and it's incredibly freeing. So instead of having to bring somebody up to speed by spending time with them on the phone or having them come to my office or going to meet for coffee, whatever, I can just send them this video. And that's a higher and better use of my time and their times. We can both do things on our schedule. This is also combats the illusion of the solo entrepreneur. I serve a lot of people who are just starting out, just becoming an entrepreneur now, and think like, I have to do it all. But no, in order to really scale a business, it becomes a lot larger than yourself. And being a solo entrepreneur is an illusion. It's a myth. You need other people around you to support you and help you achieve your goals, your hit your metrics, and really leveraging other people, their expertise and their processes, create time freedom for you instead of you having to become an expert in multiple things. Like, I'm not a graphic design like person. I can make very, very simple basic things like using canva.com. I can do that, and it still takes me forever. But for any logos and graphics, I'm going to call my friend Mike, who I know is an expert in graphic design, and leverage his expertise. Okay. So time blocking. Time blocking, I'm a big fan of. My family kind of makes fun of me for it now. Time blocking is really is very similar to scheduling, with one exception. Time blocking is when you schedule and incorporate others that are working with you or around you, that to let them know when you are available and unavailable. A great way that you can use this is you can use Google Calendars or iCalendar, and you can share or make your calendars available to other people so they can see and have greater visibility on your work schedule, your workflow, what you're doing. By doing this, people now know when they can come and work and talk with you, or when it would not be appropriate to come in and interrupt your time or ask a question, if you will. So kind of by doing this time blocking thing, it really marks out times where hey, I'm going to be focused right now on this time. It's going to be nothing but pure productive, marketing time, or this is going to be pure I'm on the phone selling time. Whatever your business is, you get the idea here. Very similar to scheduling. My family makes fun of me because I always tell them, hey, today at 7 o'clock, I'm doing a webinar for the next hour to 2 hours. Don't bother me. So now the joke is, hey, what's Ron up to? Oh, another webinar. Hey, you want to go for a webinar? I'm reading a run. So like, they're always teasing me on that, because I'm always very big on time blocking live webinars or recordings. It's just weird if they walk in while you're doing a presentation. So time blocking is huge. Delegation. Okay, so I'll preface it with this. As an entrepreneur or business owner, there's the temptation to fall into this trap of saying, no one can do it as good as I can. Now, the reality may be when you're starting out, that may be true. This is true for very high level salespeople. But which do you want to be? Do you want to be the very best and have no time? Or would you like to be the very best and have your time? Right? I like to have both as much as I can. Have my cake and eat it too, kind of thing. Right? So as you delegate, you want to outsource your activities and maybe your marketing or other things to other companies to create more time freedom for you. That's less things that you have to do. Now, there's a fear associated with this, because it's the false fear is I'm not in control, right? But really, I've found the more that I trust God to be in control of my business and my workflow, the less that fear tends to manifest in my life. So the key is finding good people, finding good companies, and always personal recommendations have always been a good way for me to go about finding companies to outsource to. Outsourcing to existing team members, salespeople, or people in-house in your existing network. When you do this, they become empowered and you can affirm them. This is incredible, because a lot of people don't get affirmation in their job or in their business. So when you're saying like, hey Johnny, I recognize you, you're working hard, you're doing well, I want you to take over doing these sales meetings. I want you to start doing the sales meetings here, or whatever. I want you to start making closing calls, right? Now, this comes back to that statement at the top. No one can do it as good as I can. But here is an opportunity to mentor and train someone to become as good as you are, and hopefully with the expectations of them even becoming better. Great entrepreneurs hire people who are smarter and better skilled than them. And that's why they are another reason why they are successful. Find people who are experts and hire them, get them around you. Or if you have people with great potential inside of you, mentor them, build them up. It's important that you are creating an environment where you build people, not necessarily building people to make teams. Build teams to build people. Okay, so this right here in itself, just delegating all kinds of activities or jobs, is a massive time freedom hack, which I believe is very underutilized. So delegation. Next, this is very simple. Pre-plan accomplishment list. Another way to say this is make a to-do list. So at the end of each workday, plan the next day with a bulleted checklist of activities and tasks that you would like to accomplish. So I do this usually because I work from home. I usually, my mind tends to flood like right when I'm going to bed. So even though I may have stopped working for several hours, my mind just floods at the end when I'm ready to hit my head to the pillow. So I'll get out my little notepad and I'll just simply make a bulleted list on things I'd like to do for the next day. Now, when I do this, my mind is now emptied. I've emptied the stuff that's happening in my head onto a piece of paper. So I've transferred it. It's like a little mental exercise for me to have more time freedom inside of my head. Sometimes, most of the time I do it at night. If you're done working for the day, it's even better to do it right then. You can enjoy your drive home. You can enjoy your time in your house with your family, wherever you might be. So a byproduct of doing this to-do list or this pre-planned accomplishment list is mental time freedom. One of the most terrible things we experience today in America is not being able to be fully present with those around you. So when you can't be present with those that you love and most care about, you're doing them an injustice and you're doing yourself a disservice. You're not fully benefiting. You're not fully benefiting them or yourself because you can't be fully present. Your mind is elsewhere. You're thinking about work. You're thinking about things you have to do. This is also one of the reasons I quit smoking cigarettes, because when I was talking with people, I would always be thinking about, I hear kind of what you're saying halfway, but I just can't wait to get outside and have a smoke right now. So, excuse me. And now I cough as I'm talking about smoking cigarettes. I haven't smoked in like several years. So anyway, this is just a way to help you become more mentally present with those around you, enjoy and have a better quality of life and time freedom. So pre-planned accomplishment list. The next is the power of no. So here's an interesting quote or interesting thing I learned recently. The enemy of best isn't always worst, but good. There's a lot of things that are very good that will come across our desk. New opportunities, especially if you're in the network marketing or home-based business industry. I have new opportunities in new companies, new income streams coming into my email inbox or my Facebook on a daily basis. I'm actually kind of sick of it, but I've learned to just tolerate it and use those as opportunities to help others learn how to market the right way. But saying no to opportunity and increased responsibility is freeing. Okay, more success doesn't require more work. That's actually a myth, right? The world will say work harder, work longer, do more to get more, right? Work your butt off. Good things come to those who hustle their butts off, right? This is all a myth. While there is some truth in there, you need to work, right? The power to say no to certain opportunities, the power to say no to certain projects, or just say my plate is too full right now, is creating time freedom for yourself. I'd rather see someone drive deep in a given business or income stream rather than have 20 different ones that are all kind of floundering. Have 1 to 3 or something very simple that is manageable for you. If you can't give something your full attention, you don't deserve to be working on it. Be present and use the power of no. multiple income streams. We just talked a little bit about this in Power of No, but multiple income streams is one of the greatest ways for just people in general, not even entrepreneurs, to create more time freedom. One of the largest blocks of your time is spent working. Most of us work, 40 hours a week. I do not. Praise God. But passive and residual income streams are the key, not additional jobs and work, right? So it's like this is a shift in mentality. This is a shift in thinking that takes place here, because it's like, how can I make more money unless I work harder? Well, you do these concepts: leverage activity, leveraged income things. One of the most powerful ways for the average person to create leveraged passive residual income is in network marketing or affiliate marketing. Other ways include real estate, promoting membership services or products where you're paid a monthly commission. Anything that is billed continuously, like, or on a monthly basis, there's usually monthly commissions. I tend to not promote products or services that do not have a reoccurring monthly commission to them. If they're a monthly product, this is called continuity, because it continues as a service. The other thing is team commission structures. And it's similar to network marketing or affiliate marketing. If you can benefit off of multiple tiers or 2 tiers of people, meaning like I introduce Sam into a business or an income opportunity, and Sam introduced Joe, I want to be paid a monthly commission off of Sam and Joe, right? Those are like 2-tier commission structures, similar to network marketing, but not as leveraged, as network marketing often has infinite growth potential. So I prefer that one. So the other thing I really encourage you to do, which will help you grow all of these multiple income streams, is learning the skill set of marketing online. I'm a firm believer of once you learn to become a marketer and a communicator of ideas, businesses, products, and message, then you can do pretty much whatever you want. Real estate, network marketing, create your own brand, your own products, live events, books, whatever. So the skill set of communication and online marketing is just extremely, extremely valuable. If I could go back and start over and learn one thing at first, it would be online marketing and then basic sales, right? That's what I would do, is I would learn to become a marketer, and then I would learn to become a salesperson. So, and I would do it in that order. So marketing online, if you guys want some free training on really the power of online marketing, and see how some of the top producers, top earners on the internet are doing this today, go to rongielak.com/online business. I put together a little website there for you where you can get some basic knowledge on online marketing. Okay, so this is what I've been waiting for. This is number 7. This is my favorite one, waiting upon the Lord. So there's a myth of, and you may have heard this before and even maybe quoted it yourself, good things come to those who wait. Well, this is actually a myth. I don't entirely agree with this, right? The full statement and where this derives from is found in Lamentations 3:25, that book in the Bible. The Lord is good to those who depend on him, to those who search for him, right? So good. Another way to say this is good things come to those who wait upon the Lord, who wait upon the Lord. God encourages us in the book of Matthew 11:30. It says, and this is a way of doing business and life. So my yoke is easy and my burden is light. This whole passage here, I think it's like a Matthew 11:25 to Matthew 11:32, 33, something like that. I would encourage you to just read that passage, because this is a much easier way of doing life and doing business, right? When you wait upon the Lord and you go to him as a source of everything, but more importantly, a source of dependency, it's actually a position of strength. Recognition of the fact that I can't do it, or that I'm humble, or I'm not good enough, that I need help. I need a spiritual father. I need that relationship. I need that support emotionally, mentally, spiritually that I can get from God is a position of power and strength on itself. You know, the reason if you read a little bit of the Bible, the reason we have evil and have a devil is that that he was once an angel in heaven and thought he could be like God, thought he could be the one, he could be the guy, an incredible amount of pride. And because he couldn't, it just was not possible. He fell to the earth, and we have evil here, right? So the biggest myth of being an entrepreneur is that you can do it all alone, that you're the guy. That stems in pride, ego, and even arrogance. So I want to encourage you to take this, the most powerful tip from today's training, is to wait upon the Lord. The Lord is good to those who depend on him and to those who search for him. Take him on his yoke, for his yoke is easy and his burden is light. I encourage you to try to transition into this way of thinking, into this way of living, just to have more time freedom in your life today. And guys, if you got some value here from today's training, if you learned anything, which I hope you did, I would love for you to leave a comment below on this video, leave a comment on this blog post. And if you're at all interested, if I can help you grow more of a Christ-centered business, create more time freedom, earn more sales, signups, and commissions in your business, feel free to learn more about creating a Christ-centered business at rongielak.com/apply. Thank you guys so much for being part of this training today. Head over to rongielak.com/apply to learn more about creating a Christ-centered business. And I'll see you on the next training. God bless and have an awesome day.